So let's talk about life path. Now, last month when I started this numerology series, in that video, I went through how to calculate your life path number. I put some charts in the presentation. I did not do that tonight. If you need that, just go to our YouTube. I think our YouTube, our Substack, trying to think of where else I think it's just YouTube and Substack. You can go back to those our sites and you can pull up last month's numerology video to get that chart. But moving on, we're talking about life path number twos, and not just your own chart, but maybe your significant other's chart, your mom's chart, your kid's chart. It's nice to have an idea of the persona qualities of their number. So strengths, somebody with a number two, very high emotional intelligence. Like I said, very loyal, very empathetic. They have almost like a talent for teamwork. They do very well in team structures. Weaknesses, they're prone to mood swings, I would say. They're prone to dealing with some indecisiveness, just like our Two of Swords. They can be a bit oversensitive. They might have a hard time saying no. Again, that's that weakness of boundaries. Two sometimes is a reflection number, and that is going to present itself in situations that require reflection. You're going to know the difference, right? Sometimes we need that alignment. We need that harmonization because we're projecting and we don't realize it. We're human beings. It's going to happen, you guys. I don't care how good you are at your craft. It's just par for the course. The awareness is preparedness, right? Always being aware, always evaluating, asking yourself the hard questions every night before you go to bed. Keep yourself grounded. So when you see two in sequences, again, 202 on the clock, 222, 2222, whatever it is. I'm putting a bunch of examples out there. Again, I think this is considered kind of a gentle nudge that we need to stay patient. We need to maintain a very positive outlook, and we need to trust that our desires are going to be manifested when the time is right. And we just need to keep working our way towards them, and we need to be patient. Two is patience. If I see now, I've had a lot of root works where, I take all these photos and videos and I capture the number two in the flame activity sometimes. Let me move my face also so you guys can see what I'm reading. But balance and harmony is number one. This is a reminder when you're seeing this, reappear to you, that you need to align your inner world with your outer world. You need to restore balance maybe in your relationships. So do an evaluation. Is your inner and outer world aligned? If not, that's the message. Are your relationships balanced? If not, that's the message. Partnership and cooperation. Sorry, I'm going to have a coughing fit. I don't want to. I'm almost done. I'm trying to get through this without having a coughing fit. Partnership and cooperation. So seeing two or 22, 222, this is a sign usually of teamwork also. It can be diplomacy. It can be the need to work with others to achieve a goal. So again, do an evaluation. If you keep seeing two or a series of twos, ask yourself, are you stagnating some sort of team effort? Do you need to be more diplomatic? Do you need to be compromised? Do you need to compromise and meet people halfway to help achieve a group goal, a team goal? A lot of times I think of work, look at your work life. Could these two, if you're seeing two at work all day long, this is definitely a teamwork, diplomatic need for shifting to achieve a goal. If you're seeing these twos at home, it could be definitely yourself, your presentation, or your relationships. If you're seeing it just at your sister's house, obviously that relationship, right? So fine tune where you're experiencing the synchronicity so you can kind of zero in on what aspect of life it's referencing. Now, patience and trust. I feel like when we see two repeating itself over and over, especially at night or in our dreams, I think it is encouragement that we are on the right path, even if the results are not immediately visible. And again, we as human beings, we have a hard time waiting for things. Excuse me. We want what we want when we want it. And that's not how the universe works. And so a lot of times I think if you're getting ready for bed, you're getting into bed, you're about to fall asleep, or even in your dream state, that liminal space, if you're experiencing a lot of synchronicities with two, I think that is a patience and trust message. I also think it could be a divine support message. I think that is when our spiritual allies, our ancestors, are letting us know that we're protected. We're on the right road. We just need to keep walking on it, knowing that we're protected, knowing that it's right, knowing that we're safe. Now, I think duality and reflection plays a point here too. I think number two represents the connection between opposing forces, as we've talked about tonight. And it's important, for us to really be looking within to understand our external realities. I think two drives that home really well. Are we projecting, right? Are we understanding what's going on inside of us and how we might be projecting that into other people, our surroundings, our situations, or are we looking at it with a neutral lens?